Thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. Brian Smith of the Portal, also Locked On Seminoles. Shockingly good. Hats off to you guys.
Well, their Florida State's been legit this year.
Yeah, they're pretty legit. So, and they beat Bama, which is great. So the discussion within the Auburn fan base, and it hasn't gone away. I thought like a lot of people would wake up Sunday morning and it'd be the same. It's almost gotten worse, which is interesting. And I want your thoughts on this. Oh my goodness, with what Auburn allowed defensively against South Alabama and only scoring 31 points against South Alabama, a lot of folks are saying 7-5 is now the ceiling for this team, that Auburn's set to go 6-6 because of this defense, the pass defense. What are your thoughts on that reaction to what Auburn gave up to South Alabama on Saturday?
I think that's a little far-fetched. They still have a ton of talent in that secondary. It's ironic. You and I were talking about this in the spring and then in the fall camp.
Yep.
You look at the safety spot, just like talent in general, it's pretty
there.
Dark. Yeah, I mean, it's not a lack of recruiting.
You know what's the craziest thing about the safety spot is Caleb Harris. Okay. He was so good as a freshman, and he just seems he seems to be like a step slower than he was last year, and just he was always kind of in the right spot as a freshman, and his eyes are in the backfield a lot more. It's almost like he's thinking more now than he did as a freshman.
The old saying, paralysis by analysis. I don't know if DJ's defense added some stuff that's not working inside his head or what, but like,
yeah, maybe.
Caleb's grade on PFF for coverage is 58.6, but it's not Champ Anthony's. He's 34.3. Like that's concerning. I don't know. Like, is Winters going to play more? Is Fagan's going to play more? Like,
I thought last week would have been the time to do that.
I know.
If you were going to do it. I can't see that being a thing where like, oh, let's keep the freshmen and like, really put them on the field on the road in Norman against Oklahoma, against, one of the guys that's competing for the Heisman. Like, I don't know if that's really the move to like really just put them in the fire, but
that might be why they didn't, because at the end of the day, it's not just coverage against OU. For those you don't know, Mateer's rocked up. He's about 220. You're going to tackle him. You better be ready to tackle.
Yeah.
Freshmen against him, I'm sure they think they can be just fine, but you better be. He's an athlete. Like, he can make guys miss and all that.
Right.
They probably want veteran guys out there in the run game and the screen game. That's my guess.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't, like, Anthony's not good. So that's a concern. Maybe.
And he was so good a year ago, but a lot of it was more outside stuff. They've moved him to like play some nickel and some safety.
Nickel is hard. Nickel is
tough.
really hard, man. It really is. But they want somebody that's got some experience there. Like, at some point, Winters will probably be Auburn's nickel at some point in his career. Physically, he's ready. Is he ready for the mental part of it? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and to some extent, there's only so much you can know until you just see if they could do it or not, which might be part of the strategy. Let me just point out a few things. And look, let me be very clear. Like, I think there's some issues with the middle of the field defensive backs, whether it's nickel or safety. Like, let me be very clear. I'm not defending it. I'm not saying it's good, but I am going to just read a few stats, because we're acting like they got torched and carved up, and Davenport for the entire game threw for 170 yards. It's not like, and once again, I kept having to check the box score because of the way people were talking about this. And I'm taking the emotional aspect out of this. Like, I'm taking the emotional aspect of like, Auburn's playing against South Alabama. They don't care. South Alabama's playing against Auburn. They do care. Like, I'm taking that out. But that is an element of this that does matter. And once again, Auburn has always done this, played down to their level of competition, especially at like morning games, whatever. Taking all of that out of it. And like, people are talking about how we got carved up, and I'm looking at the, 170 passing yards. Okay. And a good chunk of those came after this phantom DPI call. And so, like, if you take that out, it's even less. And then also South Alabama, they scored 15 points.
Auburn's, I think their defensive run ability is key. Because unless they punch it on one of these big plays, Auburn, I think, has the ability to bow up in the red zone. That's a good sign. But you're still right. Whether it's Champ, whether it's Caleb, somebody else, they need to figure out one more safety that's an experienced guy that the staff trusts is going to have to play a little better. Especially, again, like their next 3 games, a bunch of NFL players are going up against.
Yeah.
So even like certain quarterback, even at Georgia, that throw he made against Tennessee, holy cow. Every guy you go up against, if you're out of position, that can smoke you. And like I'm looking at some of the stats right now, I didn't realize it was this, but this is the one stat that really does bother me. Caleb Harris is giving up 25 yards per catch this year.
Yeah. Yeah. When he's messing up, it's big. Like he's letting somebody run past him. Right. He's flat-footed, looking in the backfield. And that's happened a few times. And like that only has to happen once in a game and you lose. That's a big deal. That can't happen.
Yeah, games like Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, those 3 in particular, I think will all be 10 points or less one way or the other. Maybe the Arkansas game, you can't have somebody get over your head.
Yeah, I mean, there was a situation, I'm forgetting the exact score, but Auburn was up. It might have been 17-3 against Baylor. And it's like 4th and 8, 4th and 9.
Oh.
And they've got a chance to just step on their throat. And a guy runs right by Caleb Harris. And it's a touchdown. And then that let them back in the game, right? And obviously Auburn kind of, took control of it later in the second half, but it's just, you had an opportunity to win it in the first half. Like you had the opportunity to just say, no, we're not doing this. You have no hope. We're going to bury you in the first half. And that's something I've kind of brought up a lot when I do these immediate post games. Brian, I brought it up for the Baylor game, and then I brought it up against South Alabama. It's like Auburn has had these moments to just step on the opponent's throat. They even had that at times last year, and they just aren't doing it. Nobody's that dude who steps up and says, I'm going to be the guy to finish this thing before the clock hits 0. And I don't know how much of that's culture, because I do think talent-wise, like Auburn has those dudes, but is it the right mindset? I keep waiting. I keep waiting for somebody to happen on either side of the ball, and it hasn't really happened yet. Rayshon Pleasant kind of had that moment when he returned the kick against Baylor for a touchdown. I mean, that was great. But that's kind of the closest thing so far to that.
They need somebody else to step up to be a spark guy, especially for the secondary. They need some confidence. And the film is accumulating. Obviously, Mateer can spin it. Like he's going to throw for 250 and run for 70 this weekend. That's going to happen. If you're frustrated against South Alabama, maybe you should get another hobby between now and Saturday, because Oklahoma is going to be very frustrating for Auburn fans. Mm-hmm. But
yeah,
the Marcel Reed kid, he could go play wide receiver at Auburn athletically. Like those kinds of things, they're going to have to be more disciplined with their eyes, because those guys are going to extend plays and be annoying as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Southeastern Conference. That's why you want the challenge. Yeah, there it is.
Here we go.
So, and even again, like Georgia's quarterback, I thought he was like, man, he's pretty good. He couldn't have thrown that 4th down ball any better against, like, that's as good as throws I've seen this year.
Yeah. Against Tennessee. Yeah.
Like 4th and 8 or something. Come on.
What a great weekend of college football. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah. It was spectacular.
This week, it's all about Jackson Arnold. It's all about Jackson Arnold returning home. What does that mean? That's next, right here on Locked On Auburn.